Well, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have you here and to get to interview you, and just getting to have the opportunity for you to share a little bit more about Tantra and how it might be able to help a woman who has an eating disorder. I just feel really excited. Well, let's just start out with a general description of what Tantra is, because I think a lot of people associate it with it being a strictly sexual practice, but it's so much more.
Yes.
Could you talk about Tantra?
Of course, it's the number one question, you know.
Yeah. What is Tantra?
Tantra is actually a path of meditation, and it's thousands and thousands of years old. People sometimes say 5,000, but I think it goes back a lot further than that. And what sets it apart from other paths of meditation is that it's not about transcending the body. A lot of times we're sitting in a silent meditation and we're working on going beyond the limitations of our body, beyond the limitations of our senses. And that's really perpetuated in our society, that whatever you do for your spirituality cannot be connected to your body.
Yeah.
The body is bad, the body is wrong, and if you're going to be close to God, whatever that is for you, because this runs across the board in many different traditions, not just our Judeo-Christian society. It's really across the board, and it comes in this form of believing that if you're engaging in the senses or engaging in the world in any way, you are not as religious or not as in connection with the divine. We have come to this earth for a reason. We are in these bodies for a reason. I don't even want to philosophize and say what that reason is. The reality is we are human beings in bodies, and that includes a myriad of experiences.
Yeah.
It includes things that are dark. It includes things that are light. It includes murderers and wars, just as it includes people who are throwing themselves down in the face of love and sharing and giving of themselves.
Yeah.
And Tantra is a path that says yes to all of that. And so much often of our, again, this idea of spirituality, it has to be all about light. It has to be all about transcendence. And Tantra says, not at all. Unless you're embracing your humanness, unless you're embracing your senses, unless you're embracing your experience as a human being fully, with all of the incredible, wonderful, beautiful feelings you'll feel, all of the yucky, dark, gross, I wish I didn't feel that feelings, that it's in that fullness of that experience and that acceptance of the whole experience that we can actually fully discover ourselves as divine beings.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to just say a little bit about what you're saying, in terms of how it relates to somebody who has an eating disorder. I think one of the key components in often having somebody heal their eating disorder is having to embrace their womanhood, their sexuality, their vagina, and having to clear so many layers of shame towards their own body.
Our sexuality is locked down. We have shame around it. It's a huge piece of the puzzle when you're looking at a woman who's experiencing an eating disorder, longing for control, all of these things. And this is so society, because we're so deeply cut off from our authentic experience of our bodies. And so we call it sexuality, and Tantra in some ways has gotten this name of being this sexual something, technique, or sexual form of meditation, when the reality is Tantra is about accessing your life force energy. Your sexual energy is no different than your life force energy, your vitality. We see it differently because of our modern eyes, because of our own perversions, just by being born in this society and this time in the world. And so when I start going deeper into my body and accepting my sexuality, which is just my nature, nothing more and nothing less. It's very simple. It's not sexy, it's not sordid, it's not weird. It's just who I am. It's much a part of me as, my vagina is much a part of me as my smile is. It's all, there's an evenness. So within the tantric meditations, it's embracing of all these things. So while I think of all the tantric meditations, only maybe 5 or 6 even address sexuality.
Wow.
Exactly, but they are all dealing with our life force energy, which you could also call our sexual energy. But when we start giving ourselves permission to be in these bodies and awakening those deep, I mean, I'm talking centuries deep lockdowns, because this is one of the ways that society has controlled people.
Yeah.
Is by cutting us off from our natural power source,
Right.
our sexuality.
Yeah.
And so this uncovering this realigning yourself and giving yourself permission to feel what's happening in your body and to enjoy this experience as a human being, rather than to say, if you're going to be a religious person, go live on a mountaintop away from the world, but actually enjoy it and embrace it and use it as your pathway to become more present. In the present moment, you have everything you need. So all of that love that we're longing for, that we search for outside of ourselves, we begin to recognize it's within.
Thank you for sharing everything that you shared today.
You're so welcome. My pleasure.
I love and respect the work that you do, and I love and respect you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That being said, though, a little birdie told me that you very much enjoy eating and have no clue how to cook. Okay, not no clue,
but very yes.
That you know how to make, I think, 4 things.
About 4, and I repeat those 4 over and over and over again.
Yes.
So a little birdie told me that you got some help for me.
Yeah, I have.
So that I could learn something in the kitchen
and me
today.
Too. And me too, because I got my 3.5 things that I know how to make.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm really excited. So let's check it out.
Off we go.
All right.